The federal government says train services between the Abuja and Kaduna route will resume within 7 days from November 27. Minister of Transportation Mohazu Sambo, who disclosed this on Sunday while inspecting the test running of the train route, said that this was to enable passengers get used to the new requirements for enjoying the train service. Recall that train services along the corridor was halted due to terrorist attack on March 28, which led to loss of lives and kidnap of some passengers. However, the minister assured that there will be increased number of security personnel, some of which may not be wearing uniform, in order to guarantee the safety of passengers. He also announced the introduction of a new system before passengers buy a ticket, which include provision of a phone number and a national identification number in order to profile them. Compulsory provision of the NIN, as well as adults paying and registering for not more than 4 minors. The federal government, through a recently approved policy, has banned the export of raw gold, gemstones and other mineral deposits. The Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Olamileko Adigbite, who disclosed this, said the policy known as Downstream Mineral Policy was approved to avert the mistakes made in the oil and gas sector. He said the enabling environment had been created for stakeholders in the mines and steel sector to add value to mineral deposits before exporting. While citing the numerous benefits of a mineral deposit called kaolin, the minister said the deposit, which abound in Bauchi State, was being used by the pharmaceutical, plastic, cosmetics and paint industries. He further called on foreign and local investors who do not want to invest in mining of raw materials to invest in its processing. Barely 3 weeks after the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) offices were set ablaze in Abuja-Kaduna State and Ede in Osun State, the Commission has suffered another attack on its area office in Ebonyi State. Its chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, in a statement on Sunday, disclosed that its area office in Ize local government area was set ablaze on Sunday morning, as reported by the resident electoral commissioner (REC) for Ebonyi State, Onyeka Pauline Ugochi. While no casualties were reported, the arsonists were said to have touched the main building, and all the movable and immovable items inside were destroyed, including 340 ballot boxes, 130 voting cubicles, 14 electric power generators, and yet to be determined quantities of permanent voters' cards (PVCs). INEC further disclosed that the attention of the Nigeria Police Force and other security agencies has been drawn to the incident, and they have commenced investigation. Senator Ademola Adeleke of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, has been sworn in as the 6th Executive Governor of Osun State, along with his deputy Kola Adeosi. In his first public address afterwards yesterday, Adeleke announced the immediate freezing of all the state government accounts in banks and other financial institutions. He also ordered an immediate reversal to the constitutionally recognized name of the state as Osun State from its former state of Osun, with all government insignia, correspondences and signages reflecting so, and directed an immediate return to the status quo of all fresh appointments, placements and other major decisions taken by the immediate past administration with effect from July 17. Adeleke also announced that there would be establishment of a panel to carry out an inventory and recovery of all the government assets, while his administration would also demonstrate a high sense of urgency, transparency, justice and innovation to tackle and solve the problems of poverty, illiteracy, disease and poor infrastructure. Governor Adeleke of Osun has also promptly announced 3 appointments: a former chairman of Oshogbo Local Government Council, Kasim Akinleye, as the Chief of Staff, Teslim Igbalaye as Secretary to the State Government, while Olawale Rashid is Chief Press Secretary. The All Progressives Congress APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu says his administration will continue an inclusive progressive government. Tinubu stated this at the weekend during the APC's mega campaign with the slogan Renewed Hope 2023 Action Plan for Better Nigeria, held at the Teslim Balogun Stadium, Surulere, Lagos. According to Tinubu, if elected as the president of Nigeria, his administration would bring immense development, urging Lagosians to use their permanent voters card to vote for candidates of the party in the 2023 general elections. Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, said Tinubu was the architect of New Lagos, who always stands for the cohesion of the country, adding that he is the right man for the job, with a good reputation and fountain of knowledge that will take Nigeria to greater heights. Also speaking, Director General of APC Presidential Campaign, Simon Lalong, thanked Lagosians for their support for coming out en masse in celebration of Tinubu, who he said contributed immensely in building Lagos, saying he stands taller than all other candidates contesting the elections. The Lagos State Government, through the Office of Public-Private Partnerships, has given the update on the construction of the 4th mainland bridge in Lagos. Speaking at a media briefing, the Special Advisor to the Governor on PPP, Okme George, said the 4th mainland bridge is a proposed public-private partnership transport infrastructure development expected to span about 37 kilometers, starting from Abraham Adesoya in Aja on the Adeleke corridor and transverse the northwest towards the lagoon shoreline of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway via Obutu-Ishawo in Ikorodu. According to Mr. George, the bridge is expected to become the second longest in Africa, featuring a greenfield 3 toll plazas, 9 interchanges with a design speed of 120 kilometers per hour and a 4.5 kilometers lagoon bridge. Conclusively, the Special Advisor disclosed that with the project expected to cost $2.5 billion, the announcement of the preferred construction bidder is to be publicized before the end of the year 2022. You're still listening to the World News right here on Lagos Talks 91.3 FM. The world's longest-serving president, Teodoro Obiang Nguema has won re-election in Equatorial Guinea to continue presiding for another 7 years. The 80-year-old Obiang, who seized power in 1979 after a military takeover and has survived several coup attempts, secured almost 95% of votes. 2 opposition candidates stood against him, but none were expected to win, as even their percentages were not even announced. President Obiang has a strong grip on the oil-rich Central African nation, with family members in key government roles. And now to business news. Nigeria has begun the process of refining gold, gemstones and other mineral resources in the 6 geopolitical regions of the country. The Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Olamileko Adegbite, said this when he appeared on the News Agency of Nigeria Forum in Abuja. According to him, 6 plants have been set up in the various regions to process mineral resources deposited in those regions, and adding value to the country's mineral resources will go a long way in creating jobs and wealth for Nigerians. He explained that similar plants had been set up in the northeast Bauchi for processing the minerals. Kaolin in the north-central Kogi state was chosen for establishment of a gold smelting plant in the southwest in Ibadan. Gemstone plant had been established in the southeast. Lead processing plant was established in Ebonyi, while in the south-south region, barite processing plant had been established to reduce the $300 million spent every year to import the raw material. In sport news, head coach of the under-20 boys national team, Isaladan Boso, has called up 40 players to begin campaign in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, from today, Monday, 28th of November, in preparation for next year's Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations finals in Egypt. The 7-time African champions triumphed at the Waffle B Under-20 Championship held in Niger Republic in the month of May and qualified to represent the zone at the 2023 AFCON Under-20 to be staged in Egypt 18th of February to 12th of March 2023. The 2022 World Cup continued with its surprises as Morocco caused the latest shock by beating Belgium 2-0 thanks to late goals by Abdelhamid Sabiri and Zakaria Aboubakar. The result means Morocco move above Belgium on 4 points, with Croatia now topping Group F on goal difference after their 4-1 win dashed Canada's hopes of progressing. It is now all to play for in the final group matches as Croatia play Belgium while Morocco play Canada. Meanwhile, Germany's hopes of reaching the knockout phase have been given an unlikely lifeline when Costa Rica beat Japan 1-0 as Niklas Füllkrug gave Germany a precious point against Spain in their 1-1 as they fight for World Cup survival. Second round of matches continued today in Group G and H as Cameroon plays Serbia, Brazil plays Switzerland, South Korea tackle Ghana, while Portugal face Uruguay. In athletics, Jamaican sprinter Asafa Powell has officially retired following his 40th birthday. The former 100 meters world record holder announced his retirement on Sunday on social media. Powell set a world record of 9.77 seconds in June 2005 before lowering the mark to 9.74, a record that stood until his compatriot Usain Bolt smashed it in May 2008. Finally, in entertainment news, Skimzo has clinched the grand prize as a winner of the Niger Star Search, the grand finale, which held on Sunday 27th of November 2022. It saw Skimzo beat two other finalists, Melo and Eniola, to take home 5 million naira after impressing the judges, Kenny Ogungbe, Adi Kabasa and Asha Gangali. The smooth singing Eniola finished as the first runner-up, which earned her a whopping 3 million naira, while Melo finished as the second runner-up and he took home 2 million naira. The Niger Star Search competition was created to discover new music talents that are capable of disrupting the Afrobeat scene and becoming the next music star. Nigerian international singer-songwriter Tems has won the Best New Artist Award at the 2022 Soul Train Awards. The singing sensation was nominated for the award alongside fellow Nigerians CK and Fireboy. Beyonce was the night's biggest winner as she took home the award for the Best Album for Renaissance, Song of the Year for Break My Soul, and Best Collaboration for Make Me Say It Again Girl. The 2022 Soul Train Awards was held on Saturday, November 26, 2022 at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. That's it on the World News this morning on Lagos Talks. But before I go, let's take a quick look at the major stories. Abuja-Kaduna Rail service to start within 7 days with stricter measures. Senator Adeleke is sworn in as Osun State Governor, makes first appointments, freezes state accounts and reverses state name. On the foreign scene, world's longest serving leader Teodoro Obiang wins 6th term of 7 years in Equatorial Guinea. And in sports, Jamaican sprinter Asafa Powell retires from athletics at 40. Thank you so much for listening to the news. I am Leko Adebashi. Have a great day.